Hello loves, welcome back to TigeraGitana. Today we are going to be talking about the lunar eclipse that is happening in Sagittarius on May 26, 2021. I have the chart pulled up already. We're going to be talking about the planetary energies, what's going on for the day, what the day looks like, as well as the spell guide that I always do for y'all. And we're going to look at some of the cards, some of the energies for the day so we can discuss. So I have the chart pulled up on my iPad, so we're going to go through everything. So we're going to start with the planetary positions, and then we're going to move into the aspects, okay, the major aspects. So first and foremost, the sun will be in Gemini, moon will be in Sagittarius, Mercury and Venus will be in Gemini, Mars will be in Cancer, Jupiter will be in Pisces, Saturn will be in Aquarius in retrograde, Uranus will be in Taurus, Neptune will be in Pisces, Pluto will be in Capricorn in retrograde, okay, retrograde. Now, let's talk about some of these aspects because there's definitely a lot going on. The first, we have the sun in opposition to the moon, okay? You guys already know what it means when the sun is opposing the moon, especially when they're both in mutable signs. There is a little bit more of an energy of chaos, okay? That being because mutable signs are changeable. They are a little bit all over the place. They go with the flow of things. They go where they're kind of called. They go where they're kind of pushed to go. They're not necessarily always initiating, but they're also pushed into different directions. Their energy is that of an ebb and flow. That's what mutable signs do. Geminis are mutable. Sagittariuses are mutable as well. And so they're very much a go with the flow type of signs, okay? And so when you have the sun, which will be in Gemini, opposing the moon, which is in Sagittarius, Gemini being the sign of communication, the mind, consciousness, the messenger energy. Sagittarius being the sign of knowledge, the sign of education, travel, the sign of experience, the sign of really learning and wanting to gain knowledge, wanting to educate, wanting to understand, wanting to experience too, because Aquarius is a fire sign. Fire signs are all about experience, all about the journey. And so when we have these two opposing each other, like the sun focusing on the ego, our inner child, the way we move, okay? And then we have the moon, our emotional consciousness, in opposition to the ego, when it's focusing on the mind and it's focusing also on the mind, because Sagittarius focus on education, what you know. There is kind of this energy for the day, for this lunar eclipse, on being like not acting on what you know. Like there's just like this disconnect between you know what you need to do, but you're still not acting on it. You know what the message is, but there's something about moving forward or moving towards what you need to go to that makes you feel like a flight or fight situation where you might not want to like completely address or move forward or towards that thing because of that. Like there's just this kind of pulling back. There's this kind of feeling like, oh my God, if I do this, I'm going to lose this person. If I, make that step, if I make this decision, it's going to cause something else. It's going to cause a ripple to happen within my relationship. It's going to cause a ripple to happen within my life, within my spirit. I'm not going to feel good about this. This might not be that easy. I don't know if my ego's ready to let this go. I don't know if I want to progress in this way. But, Gemini's consciousness. You're aware. The thought is there. It's in your mind already. You know what it is. Sagittarius, your moon, your emotions. You're emotionally going to be inclined to make moves, but the ego is going to be slightly triggered. There is like a little bit of a like it's like you're straining like clothes. You're trying to get all the water out because it needs to air dry so you can wear it, so you can use it, but it's like you keep trying to get all the water out, not understanding that it still needs to go through air, it still needs to go in the breeze, it still needs to air out and go through the process through time for that thing to dry for you to use it. It's kind of like using the messages, the downloads that you receive, the messages, okay, in order to clearly act, but not being capable to act on it. So let's say you had a dream, especially with this Jupiter and Pisces, okay? You had a dream, you had a message, you had a download, and you're like, oh my God, I think I have to leave this. I think I have to leave my job. I think I have to do this. Like, oh my God, you got the message, but you're not acting on it, okay? So there will be an emotional trigger here where you'll feel like there's a little bit of a fight happening with your solar plexus and your emotional energy. This is going to be a little bit of a disconnect. That is for all of us. That's collective energy, okay? The planets affect us all in different ways. So make sure you're looking at your personal transits to see where the eclipse is hitting you personally. But the energy is still there collectively. So make sure that you understand the mental restrictions that you are personally putting on yourself and your actions for the future. Now, we also have a Sun square Jupiter, as well as Sun trine Saturn, Sun trine Pluto, okay? These three, y'all, okay, first of all, Sun square Pluto. You have the Sun, which is in Gemini, squaring Jupiter. I'm sorry, Sun square Jupiter. You have the Sun, which is in Gemini, squaring Jupiter, which is in Pisces in retrograde. That is another two mutable signs. Gemini is a mutable sign. Pisces is a mutable sign. They go with the flow. They go where their emotions, where their mind takes them. They're going with the flow. Mutable energy goes with the flow. They're changeable. They are, you know, you can influence mutable signs to do certain things. You can convince them to do certain things because they're changeable. They're moldable, okay? And so when you have this square with the Sun, okay, squaring Jupiter, fighting Jupiter. Squares are those are fights. Those are friction. When the planets are squaring each other off, they're like, okay, we're about to pop off. Right now, we're about to go, you know, I'm about to take these earrings off and we're about to go at it in the back, okay? When the planets are fighting this way, you have to understand Jupiter is one of those planets that when it's squaring, especially the Sun specifically, that's your ego squaring, fighting off your abundance energy, your evolutionary energy, because Jupiter is the planet of education. It taps into that Sagittarius energy. It taps into the knowledge. It taps into your luck, your expansion, your opportunity. When the Sun squares Jupiter in this way, Jupiter being in Pisces, Pisces being, you know, the sign of creativity, illusions, dreams, okay, spirituality, intuition, religion, okay, you intuitively knowing what you need to do, you intuitively knowing, being guided a certain direction, and your ego blocking your abundance, because Jupiter, again, is going to trigger that abundance energy. It's going to say, hey, don't fight me, take it easy, don't fight me, don't fight the process, don't fight me, I'm trying to help you, like, don't fight against me. But the energy is there. They're going to be squaring off. The ego itself, your mind, the things that you know, your consciousness, you're going to have the message in your head already. You're going to know exactly what you need to do. But your inaction in doing so is going to create friction. It's going to block some of your blessings. It's going to block some of your luck and some of your abundance and opportunity. So I need y'all to make sure that you're not blocking your blessings. As far as spell works goes, I need y'all to make sure that you do a spiritual bath on this day, especially for lunar eclipse. You want to make sure you're working emotionally. Even though Sagittarius is a fire sign, we're going to be talking about fire magic in a second. I need y'all to make sure you do a spiritual bath before any spell work that you do, because it's going to just relax the water, relax the emotional energy, relax any emotional frustration. It's going to be able to for you to tap into the water element, the water energy, and that Jupiter energy as well. And then you're going to be able to kind of set the tone to release, because water is really good for releasing, for relaxing the muscles, relaxing your body, okay? Putting a slight pressure, right? Because when we're underwater, when we're like on the beach or on the pool, we feel how like we're floating within the water, but there's a slight pressure that we feel of the water on our body. We feel ourselves not necessarily in air, but we feel ourselves floating. It's a little bit denser energy, but we're able to flow and navigate through it. There is a kind of focus on using your intuition to guide you, using your intuition. So if you're like, you know, trying to prepare your spell work for the day or whatnot, and you're just like really gravitating to a specific herb, you really are trying to work with, like, I don't know, like chamomile, you're just like, oh my god, I think I should work with this herb today. Well, first of all, that connects to the fire element. It's ruled by the sun, so it would be a really great herb to connect to that fire essence within Sagittarius energy. But working with it within a spiritual bath not only helps you relax your energies, but also helps you connect to the solar plexus, because it was what? Ruled by the sun. So it's all about intuitively being guided. If you're picking out your herbs or you're working on your spiritual bath and you're like, okay, what should I use? How do I prepare myself? And for this specific moon, y'all, I need y'all to be prepared. Y'all need to have your rituals prepared for. Why? Because Sagittarius is an educated bitch, okay? It is an educated sign. It uses its knowledge to act. It uses its knowledge to move, okay? That's how it creates movements. It says, okay, I feel like I need to, I've been studying this for a while. I want to go into this country and study with, I don't know, the teachers of that country. I want to do more deep dive into this topic because I'm curious, or I just want to learn. I feel like I need to learn this for a part of my own personal growth for whatever reason. So there is this kind of focus on spiritually knowing exactly what you're going to be doing on this day. You need to plan your spell work out. So spiritual baths should 1000% be on that list. So make sure that you do it. I ain't playing with y'all. Now with the Sun trine Saturn and Sun trine Pluto, y'all, your ego, not only is there a karmic factor, because you guys know Saturn is karma, time, tradition, foundation. Saturn is all about setting you up for success. Even though you think he's moving a little harsh, he's trying to set y'all up for success. Why? Because Saturn moves into it. He takes like 2 to 3 years to move from sign to sign. Okay, it takes him 30 years to come back into the sign that you were originally born in. That's your Saturn's return sign, specifically the sign of Saturn that what you were born in. It takes him 30 years to come back into that sign. Okay, he's trying to set you up for success for those 30 goddamn years. For 30 years, he wants to come back and be like, okay, I left you like this. How have you evolved? How have you used the things that I set you up with to elevate yourself? How? And so when you have this trine here with the Sun, the ego, the inner child, okay, your ego. When you have it in a trine, trines which are great, support, that support. Your ego is being supported to transform karmically. Transform with Pluto, karmically with Saturn. There's a bond there. There is a allow yourself to evolve. Allow yourself to transform. Allow yourself not to waste your own time blocking your blessings. Period. Now, the moon will also be in a square with Jupiter. And this is one of those things that you really emotionally, again, you have to level yourself in, because the moon will be in Sagittarius. Jupiter rules Sagittarius. So naturally, the energy itself should work really, really well. However, again, there can be emotional resistance to what we want, what we're trying to do, what we're trying to act on, especially when it comes to our ego for this specific lunar eclipse. Our ego can be a crippling factor, and it's all in our head. I just want you to understand, this is Gemini freaking season. It's all in our head. You have to make sure you're sorting out your thoughts and you're getting yourself prepped for the work that needs to be done, and you need to make clear decisions for yourself. Gemini is the sign, that road opening sign. It opens the way. It really does. And so this is a really great time to do a road opening work. If you wanted to light a candle for road opening work, if you wanted to, again, do a spiritual bath for like cleansing your energy or whatnot, and then focusing on doing any type of road opening work towards the future, you could do that as well, based on the things that you know you need to be doing, because that's kind of the thing. Sagittarius knows. It knows. It has the knowledge. It knows. It is educated. It knows what it needs to do. And so if you don't know what you need to do for this moon, you need to ask for what it is that you need to know. You need to be meditating before this lunar eclipse, so you're not like lost and walking towards this moon like lost, like a little bird. Like, no. You need to know. You need to be aware. You need to educate yourself on what it is that you need to do. You need to know what that ritual is going to look like, or else it's going to feel a little bit chaotic and a little dense. And you don't want to be fighting your mind on this day. You want to meditate on it. You want to sit on it, and you want to say, okay, what is it that I need to do? My guides, my ancestors, my angels, tell me what is it that I need to do. My santos, please tell me, where am I being divinely guided? What is it that I need to be focusing on? Where is my direction going to for the rest of 2021? What should I be focusing on? Should I go back to school? Should I change jobs? Should I be calling in a new relationship? Should I be, traveling? What should I be doing right now? Guide me. Ask for the guidance if you don't know. If you already know what you're being guided towards, you already know what you need to do. Now, Mercury will be in conjunction with Venus. This is beautiful. It's specifically to mentally being aligned with what it is that you want for yourself, especially because both Mercury and Venus will be in Gemini, and Gemini is all about communication in the mind. Mercury is sitting in the sign that it rules with Gemini, so there is a comfortability within the mind there, and because Venus is also in Gemini, this is a great time to manifest through your mind, through your thoughts. When it comes to your spell work, I highly suggest you write down a letter, you write down a petition, you are thorough, you are specific, or if you want to keep it open, you can also keep it open. There's no need to be super specific. You can keep it open. But with the moon, okay, with the moon in Sagittarius, it calls for knowledge. It calls for you to know at least what it is that you want at its core. So sit on that, meditate on that, then communicate that. Communicate that with the divine. Communicate that with your santos, with your spirits. Communicate that. Say, hey, this is a game plan. We are playing a game. This is a, I don't know, this is a football game. This is the play that I'm trying to make right now. I'm trying to make this play because I know if I make this play, I'm going to end up scoring and then we're going to win this game. I need you to use your mind, calculate, be tactful, okay? That's what's going to be able to bring you not only that success, but the pleasure, because you're going to be able to connect and achieve that success through your mind. Your mind is the tool. Also, I do not want to hear y'all talking shit about yourself throughout this time. I'm not playing. I am not playing with you. No talking shit on yourself. No talking shit on your finances. No talking shit on the next couple months. I don't care if your toe is hurting. Don't be talking about, oh, I think I have a disease on my toe. No. Okay. Yeah, I know I gotta yell at y'all sometimes. Okay, so Mercury will also be in a square with Neptune, as well as Venus will be in a square with Neptune. Okay, so when it comes to Mercury and Neptune, this can cause a little bit, especially when it comes to the dreams, it can cause a little bit of you might need to pay attention. Well, you definitely should pay attention to your dreams during this time, because Neptune, when it's squaring Mercury specifically, there are breakthroughs that are coming through consciously. Some of your dreams might look a little bit aggressive, or you might be having a little bit, like, even if you're having nightmares and stuff like that, pay attention to your dreams, any key colors, any key things that you are remembering, because the energy is very subtle. This is a right time for messages and downloads from spirit. And if you kind of like, you know, like brush it off and you're going to miss warning signs. You're going to miss like red lights. You're going to miss green lights. The spirit is telling you to stop, patience. The spirit is telling you to go make moves, patience. If spirit is telling you to wait, patience. Okay, there are a lot of downloads that are going to be coming through, especially not only spiritually, whether you're divining or whatnot, but also through your dreams. Okay, anytime Mercury is doing anything with Neptune, you got to pay attention to your dreams. Okay, you even have to pay attention to your art, or even what you're creating there, whether it be the colors that you're using or whatnot, because there are different messages attached to those kind of intentions, those kind of downloads, and those ideas that you're getting communicated on. Meditate on those colors that you're picking. Meditate on the message coming through, the colors that you saw in the dream, what the sky looked like, any animals that came through, all of that. Meditate on it. Make sure that you're aware. Also, make sure you're paying attention to the nature spirits, because during Gemini season, it's a whole field day, y'all. All of the messengers are coming through. Spirit will be using all tools to communicate with y'all. So you need to make sure that you are on top of it. Okay, on top of it. Now, Mars will be in a trine with Neptune, and the last one is Saturn square Uranus, which has been happening for a minute now. Mars will be in a trine with Neptune, and so this is when you see us acting on specifically on our spirituality, especially y'all. Mars is in Cancer, Neptune is in Pisces. Okay, there's a lot of water in that, and this is what I'm saying. The chart is really calling for working through spiritually, working through within our emotions, working through tapping into that emotional energy, tapping into the subtleties of the water. Whether you need to go do your ritual in the ocean or the river, whether you need to like really like just your whole ritual could just be focused within the water, or you know, a combination of fire and water. You can do a lot with it, but it's really, really important for you to focus on the elements of water, how it's speaking to you, because a lot of what is being moved on, the action, how you're being guided, it's all spiritually guided. Mars in Cancer, y'all, Mars in Cancer is intuitively, consciously, emotionally connected, and Pisces is leaving breadcrumbs through the road that you are meant to be taking. So you have to understand what you're doing, how you're acting on what you know, Mars, action, how you are acting on what you know, what you're spiritually being guided to do. Be very mindful about that. Now, Saturn square Uranus, these generational planets have been causing quite a bit of records, and quite a lot of things coming through. Saturn is in Aquarius and it is in retrograde right now, and Uranus is in Taurus, and there is this kind of both of those are fixed signs, right? Aquarius, Taurus, fixed sign energy. So there is a lot of generational work that's happening collectively. There's a lot of people not only restructuring their own foundations spiritually or personally within their own life, within their own practices, within their own, elevation. There's a lot of people not only growing into their practice, but trying to better themselves, and that's what Uranus is really all about. Uranus brings a lot of chaos, but ultimately that chaos leads you to become your best and higher self, because that's what he's trying to push you. He's a planet of upgrades. He's all about upgrade yourself, better yourself, improve yourself. Okay, press the software freaking update on your phone. Update your phone. It's trying to give you something better. It's trying to work better for you. Okay, it's all about doing things better, being more productive, not beating yourself up, not doing everything the way that it was done before, not the old way, but the your way. Okay, your way, the way that you need to bring it to the table. It's very, very important to understand that there's a lot of foundational stuff going on. Uranus and Saturn's relationship itself can be very complex, because Saturn is all about tradition and foundation, and Uranus is all about, it's very futuristic. And so there is a lot happening generationally where we see a lot of the traditional way that things were practiced being elevated and being shifted to be within our generation and what our generation is bringing to the table. We're not just going to do everything the way that the past generations have done it. I'm sorry. It's just not a thing. I'm sorry. It's just not a thing. And I'm sorry for whoever that pissed off. But it's just not a thing. Each generation is different. Each era is different. There hasn't been one era in time that has been exactly the same. Our generations are going to bring something different to the table. We are going to take what we were taught and we're going to apply it accordingly, and you need to understand that that's happening generationally, that's happening collectively, and we all need to respect that. That's to each his own. Okay, to each his own. Now for the oracle cards, okay, the first one we got is love and healing, because some of y'all mentally need to process what you need to process so y'all can let it go. Return to sacred. This is something that has been popping off a lot recently, y'all. There's this focus on returning to nature, returning to sacred, returning even within the practices and understanding why certain things were important. Even though our generation is not meant to do things exactly the same way as the past, it's about understanding why the past practices were important and how we can incorporate and practice things in our way, in a modern way, but in a way that respects and honors the way that it was practiced before. And so there's a lot about education, especially ancestor work education, working with your ancestors to understand how you personally need to be applying your practice to benefit the collective, or to work with the collective, or to be within the collective, and how that gets passed down and handed down as well. We also got transition and initiation. And we have persist in pursuits, because some of y'all are moving into a next stage, a next point, a next chapter within your life that is very much needed. It's very much something that we collectively are evolving through. And again, that's that Uranus energy. Uranus is generational. Saturn is generational. We're all going through a lot of similar shit right now. Trust and believe. You're not the only one going through a hot mess situation. You are not. However, I promise you it's for a reason. And I promise you it's all it's all an elevation. There's a reason why you see a lot of people, are your friends, getting engaged or getting married, or getting pregnant, or going through these different life transitions. A lot of people are going through similar energy. Why? Because the generational planets are working with people in different ways, and it all collectively, you can see the trend of it all. You can see how it impacts other people. And again, a lot of it is based on your own personal transits. But it's important to understand that a lot of us are going through a lot of different transitions, a lot of elevations, upgrade of sorts. And it's important to not negate that. It's important to not dismiss your practice, not dismiss the elevation, the upgrade to your practice, and how we honor our ancestors, honor nature, honor the sacred. Okay. And continue to persist in the intentions that we have set for ourselves, in the education that we have had. Now we also have self-care, because God damn it, you already know. And this means if on this ritual day you also want to have a margarita while you are in taking your spiritual bath, you just want to drink a little bit, go ahead. Why? Because Gemini energy is all about fun. You have to make your ritual fun. I'm not playing with you. You got to make your ritual fun. You got to make it sensual. You got to make it chill. You got to make it, you know, this is like, quite frankly, Venus in Gemini and Mercury in Gemini, you can do a whole like collective gathering if you wanted to. You can do your ritual with others. You can, you know, connect with others and work together with others. I personally will be joining in a group like ritual that's going to be done myself on this day. So it's going to be a really, really powerful day. And so it's, you can do some collective work, whether it be digitally or whether it be in person too. You know, just be mindful, be careful with all the health of things, be mindful and be careful. We are also getting healing from the past. Love healing. Healing from the past. Healing from the past. Why? The retrogrades, okay? Them retrogrades. Healing from the past. You need to make sure that you are looking at what has passed and where you're going. Conscious. You already know what you need to do. You already know what you need to let go. You already know. And if you don't know, you need to meditate. I need you to know. I need you to find out. Then we're getting new career and realizations and epiphanies, because some of you guys are getting pushed into a new direction, and I'm really excited to see how that develops for y'all, because I feel like some of you guys are in need for something new, something fresh. And Gemini energy is a perfect time to do some road opening work. Like I said, great time if you wanted to do some road opening work and connect with the fire element. Set the mood, have some incense on, you know, set the tone, but take the spiritual bath first. Work with those elements, okay? Great time, air element, water element, fire element. Those should be the elements that you're working with. For the earth element, use the herbs that you want to set the tone and the vibration for your bath, okay? We are also getting joy and love, because in the summertime, everybody want to have a boo thing to cuddle with at the beach with. I'm just saying. Venus in Gemini season is a great time to manifest love, especially when it comes to conversation and things happening quickly. Because Gemini moves quickly. It's the fastest moving sign in astrology. Quick. It's faster than Aries. I know it's faster than Aries though, but it moves really fast and it can create shifts really fast. You want a boo thing? You want your partner to come through? It's a great time to do spell work for that. Road open for love as well. We also have argument and power struggle. You're gonna see that with the ego, with our ego, and we have responsibility and balance, because it is your responsibility to be in balance. Okay, and that was the eclipse breakdown. I hope that y'all enjoy this. If you would like to be a channel member or a Patreon member, the links will be down below, and the join button will be down below to be a channel member. If you would like to book a reading with me or anything, the links will be down below. I literally am completely off for June because it's Bae's birthday, so I'm just gonna treat her. But I am almost booked out for this month, for the rest of May. If you would like a reading with me, do it quick and do it cute. And I'll probably be back after June, maybe June, possibly July. And I will be opening up my books again. But for now, it's definitely, this is the last of the last. So if you want to squeeze in a reading before that time, do so while you can. If you would like to check out the store as well, the links will be down below. And I hope that you guys enjoyed this. I will see y'all in the next video.